DoorDash girl. I don't know a whole lot about this either, so I'm going into this pretty fresh. I'm withholding judgment. Let me see.
I'm the victim! Remember? I'm the victim!
A New York woman made wild claims against a DoorDash customer that she delivered food to.
I believe she has since been arrested.
The man exposed himself to her inside his home, and she recorded him posting the images online. And she even went as far as saying he sexually assaulted her. And her TikTok videos about the situation spread like wildfire. But now she's the one under arrest.
Okay, so before getting into anything, even if like her version of the story is true, which I'm not saying I'm like doubting one party or the other yet, because I'm really fresh into all of this. But from what I know about the story, even if like her version of events is like completely true, that basically a guy like maliciously had his door open so that she would see him exposing himself. He's still in his house and you're recording him, which like from a legal perspective, that feels like kind of difficult to make a case.
The Dasher, that man committed sexual assault. So how did we get here? This is a wild story. On October 12th, Olivia Henderson was working as a DoorDash delivery person in Oswego, New York, that's north of Syracuse on Lake Ontario. She posted a video to TikTok that quickly went viral. She claimed that she had been sexually assaulted by a customer.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver.
Now, according to Henderson, she posted about what she says happened on TikTok, but it kept getting removed. Whether that's because of the content that she posted violating app guidelines, or whether it was
Did she just post him nude on TikTok? Is that what happened?
To quote, silence her, as she claims, that's still unclear.
The DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. When I arrived at their front door was wide open, their lights were on, and they were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes.
Oh, so she did. Okay. So she circulated footage of a nude man who didn't know she took the footage. She just posted that straight to TikTok and was like, why is my video getting taken down? That's a little dumb.
But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer.
They probably didn't look into that heavily. That was probably just like kind of an automatic response, I'm assuming. Is it even a fair use of the term SA in this situation without it being disrespectful to victims of SA? So I think, that's the thing, is it's like all of the most hot button, intense, important terms for crimes, a lot of people have interest in kind of broadening it out, which sometimes that is, for good reason, because there are like other situations that are also important, but then sometimes it comes at the cost of the integrity of the thing itself. In the Me Too era, there was a sentiment that like everything was rape. And you know what I'm saying? And like maybe some of those situations were also important situations, but like the wider you expand the umbrella, at a certain point you're trying to smuggle the moral importance of one thing into another area where that might not be like an actually productive thing to do. I don't know if that makes sense. But I see that a lot, is like we're always trying to take the emotional weight of one thing and make it apply to another thing that we also want people to respect emotionally the same way, which maybe it's good. Like maybe that's a worthwhile cause, that people should respect the other thing with a similar or equal amount of emotional weight. But sometimes it comes at the cost of like undermining people who've gone through the other thing when we're trying to just be like, and it's all this, right? That's kind of a general like principle that I have as it pertains to this. So being defined SA, in my view, if the reality of the situation were that he called for a DoorDash and then had the door intentionally propped wide open and was intentionally exposing himself to get the satisfaction of a random DoorDasher like seeing him exposed, that would be the same mentality of like a parking lot flasher, right? Like the classic like trench coat type dude, which is SA, right? Like that to me solidly falls under that umbrella. Now, what this is going to get into is like, is that what was going on here, or was it something far more innocent? And like the biggest thing there that's kind of counting against her, just on the raw facts of the matter, is like him being completely passed out makes it seem like it's pretty difficult for this to have been an intentional thing, to time completely passing out, unless if she's claiming he was faking being passed out, but I'm not sure that that's something she's alleged.
And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me.
Oh yeah, someone saying, I hear a lot of people saying she opened a closed door to get the clip. Anyone in the comments got any proof of this? Hopefully they get into that. We will try and research that. From what I've been led to believe, the door was like slightly ajar and then she opened it more. But maybe that's not true. I don't know. Hopefully we can get to the bottom of that. Because that does matter too.
Saw the video. It features the semi-nude man who, it appears, is passed out on the couch after leaving the home's front door open. Now that content was then reposted with other content creators commenting on what happened. Now, according to Syracuse.com, one of Henderson's videos had 30 million views. So this went everywhere.
I would imagine it's probably not up. Does anybody, let's see, what's the timeline here? When even did this take place? Well, okay, I'll look for one with a lot of views. Okay, this is just her showing off her pants. Okay, she's just like giving like social commentary, looks like. So I have, you should report this to the police with 5 million. Oh, I have 31 million. And I'm assuming the original thing was here, because none of this seems to be related to that incident. So I'm assuming her original content about the situation, which either got taken down or she removed, was here, and then this is the...
There's an update for anybody who's interested. I commented, but my comment's getting buried in my comment section. I reported this to DoorDash over 12 hours ago, and they're supposed to call me back, which is strange because I've reported a couple less serious incidents before, and they called me back within 1 to 2 hours for those reports. So I don't know what's going on there, but I didn't report this to the police last night because I wasn't sure of DoorDash's process for like SA, or if this was even reportable to the police in New York State because he was in his home. But after so many people told me to report it to the police, I did. And I called the non-emergency line, and they sent a police officer over to speak to me in person and watch the video that I have.
Yeah, see, it's gonna be the unfortunate thing is like it's gonna be hard for us to like really delve into the evidence, because like the evidence is like of a passed out nude man. So obviously I can't show that, and it's probably not really readily available. That technically falls under like, would that be considered revenge porn or something? Does that fall under that category? I mean, it's definitely in that like vein. It's like, that's illegal, but that is gonna matter. Okay, so that's the farthest back we can get that's available, and then I think this is the famous one where she's crashing.
Hey guys, so DoorDash just deactivated me 2 days after I reported my sexual assault. Hey guys, I just lost my job, and they won't tell me why. They're supposed to send an email immediately after deactivation providing you the reason why and a link to appeal, and they didn't. So I contacted support, and they made me sit on the phone with them for 50 minutes just to tell me that they can't tell me the reason why, and I have to just go ahead and appeal without knowing why. So my chances of getting my account back, they have my money in that account. I was working! I was literally working! And they deactivated me! This is related. They just punished me for posting about my sexual assault while DoorDashing.
Time to sue DoorDash.
Straight up, I really lost my job. Within less than 24 hours after me submitting my appeal, they denied it.
Is she a Christian?
They said, you can respond to the previous email that you received explaining the reason why you were deactivated. I never got the email. So last night, I contacted one support agent. We sat on the phone for 25 minutes, and then she transferred me to the community response team. The person on the community response team told me that was the highest team I could get to. There's literally nobody else she could transfer me to. I could hang up the phone and call back and then get transferred to the community response team again. So I sat on the phone with her for another 25, 30 minutes. And she told me that she couldn't tell me.
Okay, so
you guys, my account is currently at risk of being banned because I had to explain my story one time, right? They took the video down and gave my account a strike. So I explained my story, censored the video that I have.
Even if you were fully a victim of the most gruesome sexual assault that's ever happened, and your assaulter is fully the bad guy and should be put to death, you still can't post nudity on TikTok. Am I tripping? That's what happened, right? She just like fully posted a nude man on TikTok and she's like, doesn't understand why that got taken down?
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. Excuse me if you've already seen this. This is my third time posting this because TikTok keeps silencing me and taking my videos down and giving me strikes. So if I get one more strike, you guys, I'm just letting you know right now my account is going to be banned. So I'm going to try to word this as chill as possible to avoid getting this video striked. So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door.
Okay.
When I arrived at their front door was wide open. Their lights were on.
All right, hold on. I feel like I need to. We're gonna be professional about this. Okay. As I pull up my Psychopath's background. What's her actual name? Olivia Henderson. All right. Olivia. I cannot spell. Holy fuck. Olivia Henderson testimony. All right. Showed up with DoorDash order. Door was propped open. Did she say wide open? Okay, sorry. We gotta run that back for clarity.
So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door.
Requested left at front door.
When I arrived at their front door was wide open.
Ah, okay. Not propped open, wide open. That's a really, really important component.
Their lights were on. And they were sleeping.
Lights on, sleeping, pants down, no underwear.
Sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door with their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me. I got this on video, and I'm not even going to be posting the video clip anymore because I'm pretty sure that's what's getting me the strikes. But yeah, I reported it to DoorDash, and DoorDash did ban the customer. And then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. I appealed, and they were supposed to respond to my appeal within 7 to 10 business days. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. So I contacted support, and they told me to continue with my appeal without knowing a reason why. There's an option to select, don't know why I was deactivated, and then you still have...
All right, anyway, so that's her testimony. Was within eyesight of the door. Have we actually gotten his side of the story? I haven't seen that. That would probably be pretty relevant.
Hey guys, it's been a minute. A whole 24 hours, I know. But I have an update as of October 16th, 2025. But first and foremost, I just want to thank everybody for overwhelming support.
This was 4 days ago.
And allyship that you've shown me. It's really making me feel so validated and seen and heard.
She turned off
and
comments, I see.
Really helping me through this tough time. So I just
so much support.
Let you guys know I really appreciate the outpouring of support.
So much support she had to turn off comments. It was too much support. It was so much of an outpouring that she was going to drown in the support. She just had to. She appreciated it, but she did have to go ahead and turn off comments so that the support didn't become, too overwhelming.
The update is last night I was made aware. A bunch of people started commenting on my pages that DoorDash made a public statement about me on their TikTok story and on their most recent Instagram post.
Oh, wow. This went all the way up the chain.
And I'm not going to speak too much further on details, but what I am going to say is I and the entire rest of the world found out why I lost my job at the exact same time. I didn't find out before you guys. I'm just letting you know this right now. The people that saw their public statements and made me aware that they made those public statements knew why I lost my job before I did. Because I went and I checked my email once I was made aware that they made those public statements, and they sent me the deactivation email around the same time they released the public statements. Like literally within the same hour. So they sent me my deactivation email explaining my reason for being deactivated a whole 24 hours after they deactivated me, and a whole 24 hours after I already submitted my appeal, and about 12 hours after they had already denied my appeal. They finally sent me the email explaining why they fired me. So I and the rest of the world, we all found out why I lost my job together.
I'm not seeing a DoorDash statement anywhere. I would like to see that. Regarding the video from a Dasher circulated today, we take reports of this nature with the utmost serious... Fucking corpo speak. All right. Dasher was not deactivated for reporting sexual assault. If a Dasher ever experiences something, blah, 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 at the same time, publicly sharing videos taken inside a customer's home, especially when the personal information involved raises privacy concerns, that is a clear violation of our policies. Yeah, I mean, fucking obviously. That's, yeah. In order to protect everyone's safety and privacy, we deactivated both the Dasher and the customer's accounts and are working directly with law enforcement for additional guidance. Yeah, that seems fair. We've seen some tough and sensitive posts over the past few days when we wanted to clear the air. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault. Woo! Everybody, W's in the chat for DoorDash for this brave statement. That's incredible. That's incredible. This just in, sexual assault rates plummet after DoorDash sets the record straight. No one should ever have to experience sexual assault. Incredible. Incredible. Harassment or abuse, and DoorDash never deactivates someone for reporting it. Full stop. Okay. We take these reports. Yeah. You already said that before. In this case, the Dasher let us know about an experience that made them feel unsafe, and that's exactly what we want Dashers to do. Our team immediately began investigating and has been in direct contact with law enforcement and is prepared to fully support any of their efforts. However, posting a video of a customer in their home, okay, so it's the same thing they said before. So yeah, I mean, not that I'm expecting them to come out with like a hot take. You know, they should do the like corporately safe thing here. They could have just made this like 2 sentences instead of a whole like corporal pulp song and dance of no one should ever have to experience sexual assault, harassment, or abuse. We're taking a strong stance to combat these things and blah, blah, blah. So that was DoorDash's statement. Let's get back to what these guys were saying.
Original video, which was taken down, Henderson allegedly insinuates that the customer saw a woman was delivering his order and staged himself for some sort of exhibitionist thrill. Now, the images sparked heated debate in the comments. Had it been the customer's plan all along to expose himself to whoever showed up to deliver his food, or was this just an unfortunate and inappropriate mistake? These are the questions that police have been trying to answer. Some of the more cynical commenters have suggested that Henderson herself opened the front door, then took the video to get attention. Also, at the heart of the conversation, swirling online, was Henderson's claim of sexual assault. Could what happened be categorized as sexual assault? Was there anything there for any sort of charge? We'll get more into that in just a moment.
The biggest question mark here is how open was the door? That to me is the biggest piece of information that like is going to make a difference in how this goes down. Obviously, the ultimate question is, did he expose himself on purpose? If he didn't expose himself on purpose, he exposed himself accidentally, you should not be exposing DoorDashers to you. You know, you should be not getting so fucked up that you accidentally expose yourself to a DoorDasher. But also, I don't know, we're human beings with body parts, sometimes they get exposed. I'm not trying to be on some like men's rights shit or anything here, but if a guy accidentally exposes himself, it's like automatic sexual pervert. If a woman accidentally exposes herself, it's like, oh my gosh, oh. There is a little bit of like a difference in how like those two things are perceived. That's not super relevant here, but there is like a possible situation in which the door was like completely wide open, he was fully exposed, but also it was completely not intentional, right? Obviously the real question is, was it intentional? And that's unfortunately just like not really something that's easy to prove or disprove, unless if the door was basically closed. If the door was like barely cracked open because someone didn't close it fully or they were just letting in fresh air, that would change the story a lot.
But Henderson made it clear that she was not giving up.
No, I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live.
That's a very poor choice of words. I like when the authors write in those little bits of foreshadowing and symbolism. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm going to keep telling my story. Like, this is the only justice I'm getting, is exposing this man and having posted that video and it has gone viral. Like, now he can live with shame and embarrassment if people have seen it and knows who he is or where he, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the one being punished. This is a man's world. I'm the victim! Remember? I'm the victim! And they took down my video. They were gonna have to pay me for my second story time because that was over a minute long. They were gonna have to pay me for all those views I got. So no, they took that right down. They took that right down. Absolutely not. They're not paying me for that. Nope.
I'm still withholding judgment, okay? Because, like, again, if we can get actual proof that the door was like wide open and this looks intentional, then I'll be on her side. I don't know, it's a little bit hard for me to, like, when she's squabbling over, like, pay out cash for TikTok views, I don't know. You know, people get money for, you know, posting videos with a lot of views. That doesn't immediately mean like you're wrong or you're lying or you're doing it for money. But it's just like, in this instance, it just doesn't come across as a very good look. But we'll see.
To DoorDash ? Henderson said that she has spoken with DoorDash support multiple times and they refused to tell her why her account was deactivated. She also claims that she couldn't access money that she had already earned that hadn't been transferred from the app to her bank account. The video was taken from the exterior of the male's residence. The DoorDash driver subsequently posted the video to social media where it drew significant attention. It was further discovered that the DoorDash driver had made claims of being sexually assaulted during this incident. The investigation by the Oswego Police Department determined that no sexual assault occurred. The male, depicted in the video, cooperated with police and provided a statement, end quote. Weeks after she first went viral, Henderson made headlines again when she was arrested on November 10th for 2 Class E felonies.
I mean, so I'm going to try to pull up an article here and see if we can read more like police statements directly. But what I think, just as a hunch, could likely be going on here is guy got blasted, was jerking off, probably high, ordered DoorDash because he was high, like blasted out of his mind, and his door was slightly ajar. Wide open, I don't know. Again, I really want to get more like evidence towards or against that. But anyway, at the very minimum, slightly ajar. We have like what? How old is this chick? Maybe like 19, 20? Young girl working DoorDash shows up. She happens to like see through where the door is ajar and like sees this guy in an exposed state. And that's like, nobody wants to see that, right? So she's like unfairly put in a very uncomfortable situation where she's exposed to something that she shouldn't have seen. A lot of people are just like, fuck, that sucks. I hate that. Now I'm going to be thinking about that, right? And then walk away. But in her world, like, this, she needs, like, to be compensated for this. So she has to come up with a situation in which this is intentional and someone very intentionally victimized her. Where, yeah, she shouldn't have been put in that situation. And I don't know if there are laws about, like, being negligent about like being seen, but again, it's very, very sticky when you're in your own property. Like, are you going to prosecute the hot girl next door in like the 80s movie that like the peeping Tom is like spying on, like dressing through her bedroom window? Like, people are seen through windows in their houses sometimes in compromising positions. That's just a thing that happens. So that's like a very like non-prosecutable thing. Yeah, that would be just on a hunch, that would kind of be my guess, kind of what was going on here. Hopefully we can get more info.
1 count of unlawful surveillance in the 2nd degree, and 1 count of dissemination of an unlawful surveillance image in the 1st degree. Oswego City Police Captain Brian Thompson told local news outlet CNY Central, quote, "When you put something out there, there's no taking it back typically. When you're making social media posts, take an extra second to think about what you're putting into the world." Now,
it's possible they're both in the wrong. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying.
And released.
I would still say, like, in the situation that I was describing, she's more in the wrong because he, in that hypothetical, he was negligent and she was maleficent. Is that the word I'm looking for? Maleficent? I don't know. Malicious.
And given an appearance ticket for a future court date in city court that will be in December. If she is convicted,
is this her
she
lawyer?
could face up to 8 years in prison.
Yeah, if she posted like, hey, this happened to me, blah, 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 like, I saw this fucking guy, and like, and even if she was like, you know, being like, maybe this was intentional, maybe it wasn't, I don't know, feels like it could have been like some sick freak or whatever, that's one thing. But posting him, we don't know if he was acting criminally, because we don't know if it was intentional or not. But we do know that she was acting criminally because you can't post someone naked in their house, obviously. DJ Purple Man, hey man, thank you for your videos. Just handed crazy evidence to the cops about a map PDF near my nieces in Atlanta. Well, I hope that goes well. Yeah, God bless on that. I hope you guys are all safe out there. Henderson, though, was arrested and charged with 1 count of second-degree unlawful surveillance and 1 count of first-degree dissemination of unlawful surveillance image. Both are felony charges. Henderson was released pending a court date. So, I mean, the one thing we know is that the police force, the local police, took a look at the evidence and arrested her. So that does say something. Sometimes police get shit wrong, but that's really all the information we have right now is that, like, the police looked at it and they were like, this is not it. The dude lawyered up and wiped his socials. He's definitely going to sue. Yeah, I'm sure he's going to sue, especially if she's, like, being prosecuted by the fucking police right now. Probably is a pretty solid case.
On 10/13, an incident was reported to the Oswego Police Department regarding an event that occurred on 10/12. It was reported that a male DoorDash customer had been nude inside his residence when a DoorDash delivery driver dropped off a food order. An investigation was initiated by the Oswego Police Department, during which it was discovered that the delivery driver had taken a video of the nude male. The video, along with the subsequent investigation, indicates that the male was incapacitated and unconscious on the couch due to alcohol consumption. The video was taken from the exterior of the male's residence. The DoorDash driver subsequently posted the video to social media, where it drew significant attention. It was further discovered that the DoorDash driver had made claims of being sexually assaulted during this incident. The investigation by the Oswego Police Department determined that no sexual assault occurred. Like we all said, no sexual assault had occurred. The male depicted in the video cooperated with police, and he provided a statement. So now we know that he did also provide a statement, which was a question that you guys were asking, and I had said that he had to have given a statement in order for these charges to be lobbied.
So I will say, like, just based off of all the information we've kind of gathered so far, even if it's, like, best, like, interpretation of her side of things, and she's, like, completely in the right on all of it, and she's able to somehow prove that it was, like, a completely sexually motivated, entirely intentional man exposing himself to her, she's still probably going to face some sort of criminal charge, filming someone naked in their house and then posting it. It's very, very hard to get out of, like, you recorded someone in their house, passed out, nude. That's very hard to do, and I think it's going to be impossible for her to prove that it was intentional. And my interpretation, it doesn't really seem like it was intentional.
Independent video related to the incident has been collected and reviewed by the police department. That is the ring footage. Okay, that's what that means. That means that there's ring footage. Anyone with further information about this incident is encouraged to contact them, and calls will be kept confidential.
What's wrong with her to think it's okay? I mean, here's what's wrong with her. This is what's wrong with her. Right? This all predates, 700,000 views, 1.5 million views. Man, TikTok is crazy. I feel like YouTube is crazy with, like, how varied your views are, especially as a smaller channel. 5,000 views, 1.5 million. Back to 10. Yeah, 500,000 views. So she's been, like, going viral for a minute. That's what's wrong with her. She's young and she's figured out how to go viral. And then she experienced something which very well may have been traumatic and a situation she shouldn't have a situation she should not have been put in. And then she just immediately went to, like, virality brain, kind of contorted that situation into the thing where she was, like, the maximum victim, and in doing so, she, like, kind of acted maliciously, tried to destroy a man's life, and lied. It is what it looks like. I think it's just a wait now. There's going to be, like, we kind of have partial information. We have partial information, but it also, like, super does not look promising for her. This girl seems knowledgeable. I'm not trying to diss, but if the court was like, don't worry, buddy. Don't worry about it. We got a great public defender for you. And then Mrs. Labubu here rolled in, I don't know, I'd be sweating. I'm not gonna lie. I just, like, something about, like, your lawyer having a Labubu addiction is not. I don't know if that's it, man. I don't know if that's it. No shade. Like, she seems like a smart girl. I don't know. Optically, not about it. She literally has a custom, like, rack for the Labubus. She keeps the tags on them. Upon arrival, I spoke with Olivia Henderson, who stated door dashing last night at 136. So the address, man, they do a pretty bad job of redacting this. She arrived at the address. The male who ordered had his front door wide open. Again, she's saying wide open. So that to me is, again, like one of the most important like details to actually verify. And he was sleeping on the couch with no pants on. Olivia stated she left the food on the front porch and left. She advised me that she called because she did not want this to happen again to another female delivery driver. Okay, Olivia, what about the male delivery drivers? I then responded to the address and spoke with Austin, who stated he had gone out last night to the bars, redacted that he woke up and realized that his front door was open and saw the photo Olivia had taken of the food being delivered and his door open with him laying inside. Wait, so why would you do that? So the actual like delivery confirmation photo she took that she uploaded to DoorDash's servers had him cock out in the background? That's weird. I feel if you truly felt victimized, why would you do that? Why would you be like, oh my gosh. All right, let me get that confirmation photo. All right. Let me get the gleam on the balls really in frame there. Well, it wasn't in the background. She aimed the camera at the door and zoomed in on the man. The video she took for TikTok was like that. But this, unless if I'm reading this wrong, this is saying that he opened his phone and saw that like on the DoorDash app, when you get like the photo, you get like the photo like your thing was dropped off. She had taken it with him positioned in frame. He woke up and realized his front door was open and saw the photo Olivia had taken, I think that says, of food being delivered. Yeah. And his door open with him laying inside. Unless if I'm misinterpreting that sounds like what it is saying is like on the DoorDash app, it's like, here you go, here's your nuggets and your other nuggets. Austin stated that he thought he had shorts on in the photo and did not realize he was actually naked. Redacted. Austin stated several times that this is not normal for him and that he was sorry it happened. I advised him that at this time there are no charges. However, if it becomes a reoccurring issue, he could potentially get charged. He stated that he understood and that it would not happen again. At this time, there are no applicable charges due to lack of intent and because Austin was within his own home with no view to the public, aside from Olivia being on his private property to make the delivery case closed. Okay. So it sounds like this officer's perspective of the issue was kind of maps on to what I was saying my hunch was before, which is that, the door was open. This guy was being negligent. He had gotten home from drinking. He was completely blasted, did not intend for his door to be left open, and like was exposed on the couch. She saw it, and then she wanted to make it like a thing. He shouldn't have been so negligent as to put her in that situation. But I think she's like, even in this scenario, I think she has like gone really far with this. But even just the fact that she recorded him and then zoomed in while she was recording is like a level of intentionality on her part that like probably works against her. That might be all the info we have on this right now. Let's check out the IG. My gosh, don't get me. I'm kind of scared of this IG. Don't get me fucking banned off of YouTube. Damn. She getting clowned in here too? No, looks pretty. Oh yeah, she is. Turned comments off. Please accept my DM if it's possible or message me. My message to you is kind and I want you to have help that literal murders have gotten. What? I mean this genuinely and I believe you. She has some supporters. I mean, we'll probably get more information about this as it kind of develops. She got the Sid the Sloth face card? Yeah, she does. But I've known a couple really attractive people who had the Sid phenotype. That's not something to be clowned on. Famous person who has the Sid. Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy has that Sid. She got that Sid phenotype. She can look really good. Now, she slightly de-Sidified herself with the buccal fat removal, but she's still pretty Sid-esque. We'll probably get more info in the coming weeks, or whenever this goes to trial. I feel like he's probably going to sue her because I feel like he has a pretty solid case.